Hello, and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be reviewing the popular max hang protocol. Before we dig into the specific protocols, let's discuss the concepts behind them. There are a number of different variables that can be manipulated on the hangboard. These are hang duration, hang intensity, the number of sets that you perform, and rest times. Manipulating these variables can elicit different adaptations, which is why it's important to understand the rationale behind each protocol. This ensures that you're training the adaptation you intend to. The first protocol we'll go over is the popular max hangs. Max hangs is a colloquial name given to a hangboard training protocol that follows this general format. A 7 to 10 second hang around 80% intensity for 3 to 5 sets, resting 3 to 5 minutes between. The methodology of intense 10-second weighted hangs was initially constructed and tested in a study by Eva López-Rivera performed in 2012. In this 2012 study, the protocol of 3 to 5 sets of 10-second hangs with 3 seconds in reserve and 3-minute rests was performed using either a larger edge with maximum added weight, also known as MAW, or using the smallest possible edge size, also known as minimum edge depth or MEAD. This specific 10-second MAW protocol has become colloquially known as max hangs. It's important to note that in a 2021 summary by López-Rivera, max hangs was labeled to encompass hangs anywhere from 3 to 15 seconds. However, in my experience, the colloquially termed max hangs is most often associated with 7 to 10 second hangs, which is what we're talking about here. The rationale behind the colloquial max hangs is that 7 to 10 seconds is the approximate duration of using handholds during climbing movement. The reasoning follows that becoming stronger for this specific duration would be beneficial for performance. Max hangs is a protocol that loads this duration off of the wall using weights heavier than you experience climbing. Let's discuss the original 2012 study. In this study, there were 2 test groups. Group B performed the MAW protocol for 4 weeks, followed by the MEAD protocol for 4 weeks. Group A performed the opposite order, MEAD to MAW. 2 tests were performed as a measure of outcome. A max added weight on a 15mm edge for a duration of 5 seconds, which was the strength test, and a max hang time at body weight on an 11mm edge as the endurance test, both performed in the half crimp grip. The greatest strength improvements in both groups was experienced in the first 4 weeks of the program. The MAW-MEAD group experienced greater strength gains in the first 4 weeks than the MEAD-MAW group. Neither group experienced strength gains in the second 4 weeks. The MAW-MEAD group experienced a large loss in strength. Both groups experienced increases in endurance throughout the study, and the MAW-MEAD group experienced bigger gains. From the results, it was inferred that adding weight on a larger edge yields better strength and endurance outcomes than hanging body weight on a smaller edge. However, it's important to note that neither group experienced statistically significant changes in either strength or endurance throughout the study. This may be in part due to the small sample size of 9 total study participants. Volume of climbing is an important consideration when selecting this protocol. Because of the specificity of duration plus increased intensity, the fatigue created from this protocol needs to be considered. This protocol is most appropriate to use in times of lower climbing volume, such as when there's less access to climbing, during rehab, or during an off-season where climbing is lower volume, more skill-focused, and less intense. It's also important to note that at a certain level, there are diminishing returns from this protocol. As shown in another study by López-Rivera, those with lower strength levels to begin with experience significantly more gains than those with higher strength levels using the 10-second MAW protocol. Additionally, at a certain intensity, adapting to the amount of weight added has less transference to sport based on the actual forces experienced during climbing. To summarize, the colloquially known max hangs provide a measurable and titratable method for loading fingers for a 7 to 10 second duration at a high intensity. Max hangs can offer strength and capacity gains, especially to those with lower finger strength levels to begin with. It's important to consider that at a certain finger strength level and at a certain intensity, there are diminishing returns to using this protocol. Volume considerations are important. This protocol is most appropriate during times of lower climbing volume. I hope this video was helpful. Definitely let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you next week.